What do you have to do to actually stay healthy is stay committed to your habits that are gonna keep you in shape. In the gym, in the kitchen, out in real life, you have to make sure your habits are dialed in. My name is Diego. I'm a 28-year-old creative entrepreneur, and I will never let my fitness go to waste just because I'm building a business. The most important thing for me is being healthy, not just in body, but in spirit and in soul and mind. And what do you have to do to actually stay healthy is stay committed to your habits that are gonna keep you in shape. In the gym, in the kitchen, out in real life, you have to make sure your habits are dialed in. So today I'm gonna be answering some questions some friends and family have asked me about why it's important to stay in shape as an entrepreneur, and dive into a quick circuit. I'm prepping for a HYROX in December. Super excited to embark on that. I know it's gonna be a challenge. Movements to actually hit my back a little bit more. I love to lift, so my workouts are gonna kind of change as I'm tailoring to the goals this upcoming month, which is the HYROX. So today we're gonna do 50 wall throw, like squats. I'm gonna do weighted pull-ups, around 20 to 30 weighted. Also gonna be doing some ladder drills and some boxing just to get some sweat in. So let's get to it. So one thing I love about my apartment gym is that it's literally got all the tools I need. If I wanted to, I could just work out here and not have to go to the gym. But I like to go to the gym because it's a little bit of like, I guess, socializing hour. Not that I go around and just talk to everyone, but it gives me a chance to leave the house and do something different. Otherwise, I'll be in my desk, I'll be doing work all day, and there won't be a change of scenery. So it helps to have that gym membership. I'm gonna start off warming up with some ladder drills. Why do so many entrepreneurs sacrifice their health, and why won't you? Number one, I feel like it's easy to get stuck working 9 to 9, 24 hours a day, just consistently on your business, and losing track that you also have to work on your body, because if your body doesn't work, your mind will stop working and it'll start getting you depressed and all sorts of things. So you have to make sure your body is in consistent motion. Feeding it a healthy workout, feeding it a healthy diet that's gonna continue to allow yourself to work hard is super important. So I refuse to like burn myself out just working and burning the candle at both ends. Instead, I schedule a workout, typically around 30 to 40 minutes, depending on how much time I have in that day, to just disconnect, get my movement in, and then focus on decompressing for at least 30 minutes, right? It's important to have those segments and those little breaks as an entrepreneur, because otherwise you're gonna burn yourself out and you're not gonna love what you do. Also, without your health, all the business, all the wealth that you're accumulating, it means nothing. So those are two reasons why I make sure to get my workout in, no matter how busy I get throughout the week. Let's go. Let's go. Health is wealth. Health is wealth. Without it, your entrepreneur journey doesn't matter because you don't have the health to keep you going. All right, next question as I'm getting ready for my weighted pull-ups. How do your workouts fuel your business, not distract it? Well, I think the key is understanding that you only have so much time in the day, and that if you're not spending a little bit of that time like working on yourself, again, it doesn't have to be a long time, but even just getting like a 30-minute workout, it allows your body to just disconnect from the hustle and bustle and the consistent grind as an entrepreneur. And it gives me more energy. As crazy as it sounds, getting a lift in, getting a workout actually energizes me. I feel like it gives me a second wind for my day, and it gets me pumped to get back to work. Like right now, I'm not looking forward to doing these weighted pull-ups, but I am looking forward to the way they're gonna make me feel. So let's lock in. I'm gonna go for 5 right here. I have around 40 pounds of weight strapped on me, which puts me at a grand total of 210 115 pounds right now. 170. 3, 4, 5. All right, next question here. Why is fitness such an important part of your life as an entrepreneur? Honestly, I can't have energy, time to pursue my business if I'm not putting that same time and energy into myself. And the biggest way that I do that for myself is taking a 30-minute break, going to the gym, getting a quick pump in, and showing up for myself. Because I recognize that as a business owner, it could be easy to just be like, you know what, I don't have time to get my workout in. I'm swamped with emails, I'm swamped with creating these pitch decks. But the reality is you're burning the candle at both ends, and ultimately your health is gonna suffer. And if you don't make time for your health when you're healthy right now, your sickness is gonna make sure that you make time for your health. So I'm making sure that I'm preventing what I can on my end and allowing myself to take a break to decompress from business to be able to go harder once I'm back to it. 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. All right, next question here. How does working out help me handle stress in business? Easy. The more you put your body through stress on purpose, you chase that discomfort, the easier it gets to handle like the day-to-day stresses of running a business, right? Managing different people, having to take care of different projects. It's all super stressful, right? And if you don't have an outlet to decompress and work out, then it's gonna be easy for all this to like bottle up and for you to not have an outlet to like let it all go. But I think for me, it's deeper than that, right? The more I choose to put my body in extremely uncomfortable situations, the more I realize how capable I am of greatness. That's why I love doing races like the Spartan, like the half marathons, the marathons. I've done a lot this year because I purposely chase discomfort because I know I'm gonna get better as a result. And it's the same thing with using fitness as an outlet for business, right? You don't see entrepreneurs that are super successful live a long life and be super out of shape. Most of them have some sort of hobby, like Alex Hormozi, that guy is jacked. Even Gary Vee as of late, like has leaned out and is focusing a lot more on his health because they realize how important your health is to the longevity, not just of your own self, but your business as well. So next question, what lessons from the gym carry over into building a business? Honestly, I started working out consistently back in 2020, and I've applied all the lessons that I've learned in like getting myself up from 140 pounds to now 170 pounds to business, right? Where in the beginning, it's easy to go into the gym and expect results overnight. But once you realize how much work truly goes into actually getting in shape and making fitness a habit, the more you just start falling in love with the process and the more you just fall in love with the journey and don't expect things to come to you just within one day to the next. It's the same thing with business, right? I didn't see growth overnight in the gym. It probably took me 2 or 3 months to actually see some sort of results, and then 4 years to actually gain around 30 pounds in muscle. So it's taken a while, right? Business is the same thing. You can't expect to know everything within the first day of doing something. You have to be willing to learn, get uncomfortable, ask questions, and learn from your mistakes and not give up. Because at the end of the day, what makes one entrepreneur successful versus the next is the entrepreneur that decides to keep going even though they've failed and know that failure is just one step closer to actually winning. You just have to learn from those mistakes. All right, next question here. What do you wish you knew when you started your business at 25 years old? There's so many different lessons I wish I could tell younger Diego before starting LGC. But I think the biggest one would be patient and build with the right people. I think early on, we were building this business with 3 best friends, and one of the team members ultimately didn't have that same growth mindset or that same drive to get out of our home city. And that weighed us down, right? We saw potential in him. We saw what he was capable of, but ultimately his output, his mindset didn't match up to the potential that we saw. That's one, right? Building with the right people. Don't just build with your loved ones because you want to help them out. And then two, understanding that it's going to take a lot longer to be successful at it, and that the only way you'll truly find success at something isn't if you go from one creative idea to the next, from one business to the next. It's if you realize that the grass isn't greener on the other side, it's greener where you water it. That's the biggest mindset shift that has led to the growth of LGC and us expanding as a business, and now having teammates that actually care about the brand instead of people that we just saw potential in, right? It's a good question. How do you define success right now and not just money? I think the biggest form of success for me right now is having the freedom to do what I want with my time, knowing that just a few months ago, I was stuck behind a cafe, serving up espresso day in, day out. I was at Lowe's a year ago or 2 years ago now, and I didn't have control of my time, versus now I'm in a position where, thank God, thank the universe, thanks to my beautiful fiance, Thais, I can be at home chasing my own dreams. I could go out and fly, get some content with TJ Dillashaw one day, and the next day be creating content in Santa Cruz for Mad Yokes. All these different things that I used to not be able to do. I would literally look outside the cafe as I was pulling shots and just get stuck thinking, I wish I had my time back. Honestly, that's the biggest form of success. That, along with the health of me, my loved ones, being able to chase these new challenges like the HYROX coming up in December, that's my biggest definition of success. Let me know what yours is down here. What's the biggest misconception people have about building a business in their 20s? There's so many misconceptions about building a business in your 20s. Like, number one, the business that you first build has to be glamorous, has to be sexy. It has to be in tech or software. It has to be the next Apple of this. It has to be the next Airbnb of this. That's the biggest misconception, number one. Typically, the first business that you launch won't be the successful one in most people's cases. And number two, you could be successful at any sort of business. Like, you could have a non-sexy business like being a plumber, a trade technician, an HVAC person. All these businesses make multi-millions a year. So you could honestly just jump into that because it's the easiest thing to go into, especially if you buy someone out that already owned a business. That's one misconception. Another misconception is that you're gonna start when all the conditions fall in line perfectly. That's the biggest misconception about starting a business in your 20s. And that's the biggest way you guarantee you won't start that business, right? Because the circumstances will never be 100% perfect, and there will always be a reason and excuse for why you shouldn't take that leap of faith and build that business, right? There's always gonna be something in your mind that's like, you know what, you're not ready, telling you to stay safe. Trust me, I had a lot of family members, a lot of friends tell me I should just stay in teaching, stay in sales. Had I listened to those voices and not taken a step, I'd still be stuck behind a desk. So to those people that wanna build in their 20s, just take that leap. Start that business. Honestly, take a part-time job at a coffee shop, an overnight shift at Amazon, or whatever the case may be, and build that business if you really want that safety net. If not, just start small and chip away at it. Understand that you're not gonna be a millionaire overnight, but if you don't start, you're never gonna learn. And if you never learn, you're never gonna grow, right? Those are some big misconceptions people have about building in their 20s. Honestly, a big part of my own fitness journey has honestly been hitting heavy bags. And I'm super excited because today I got my own gloves. So now I don't have to use the ones that are in the gym. I actually have some nice ones. Venom right here, 10 ounces. But they're probably gonna be part of my Halloween costume. Thais and I are gonna be Adrian and Rocky. So I'm super excited for that. I wanna get hella in shape, super shredded for it, obviously. Oh damn, kind of snug. Feel good though. I know a big part of the HYROX training that I need to start incorporating is that core strength and stability. So doing those farmer carries with that heavy weight after I'm done hitting this punching bag is gonna make sure that my conditioning and my cardio and my core is right, baby, and tight. Let's go. So some more questions. So again, The intention was to do farmer's carries, but the green is taken. So we're just gonna hold these as long as we can and answer some questions. Let's go. Number one, what inspired you to start your own creative agency? What inspired me to start Local Ground Creatives was knowing that if I didn't launch a business in my 20s, I would have so many regrets. That's one layer. The second layer was started this thing called Local Ground Stories, a publishing company back during the pandemic. We interviewed over 200 business owners in the span of 2 years during the lockdown. And what I learned then is that a lot of business owners are struggling to tell their brand story online. And that's what pushed me and Ash to jump into LGC. This is getting really heavy. What brand are you currently the most excited to be working with? Honestly, this one's tough because we have a lot of brands that we're really excited to be working with right now, but it'd have to be this one. Wild Society Nutrition. This brand is owned by TJ Dillashaw, and we've been working with them for the last 8 months, building their social media strategy, their content creation, all those great things that we love working on. But what makes this one extra special, one, it's a supplement company, and y'all know I'm all about health and wellness. So I got protein for days. And then two, I'm working with literally TJ Dillashaw, former 2-time UFC champion. And I'm a big MMA fan. For all of you guys that know me, you know that the only sport that I watch like wholeheartedly is MMA. I don't watch football, I don't watch MLB, I don't watch any of these other sports. MMA is the only sport I love. So working closely with TJ to help build this brand has been honestly the biggest blessing. Super excited to keep building with them. And all those other brands that we're working with, super excited to be working with them as well. But health and wellness, baby, that's what we're all about. And MMA, let's go. Right here I've got their strawberry coconut clearway. There's electrolytes loaded in here. A lot of good stuff to help fuel your muscles and your health, baby. Let's go. 4 laps, let's go. The goal with these is to build stability with my core and my grip, honestly. So much weight though. 140 total. All right, last one. A couple more rounds of this, a couple more rounds of the farmer's carries. This will be a good second workout. Again, I'm trying to push for my conditioning. And one thing TJ has taught me is that your conditioning and your cardio, it's all a base. So with the lowest base being like that V2 training, being able to comfortably talk as you're doing your cardio, so maybe running like a 9-10 minute mile pace and being able to hold a conversation. This though, I'm really working that like V4, building my heart muscle up and stacking on top of the work that I did in the morning. Oh shoot. Can't open this. All right, questions. So another big question I get asked as an entrepreneur is, why do you think so many different people that chase their business, chase their brand, end up losing sight of their health? Honestly, it's because they say they don't have enough time, and that might be the case. They might be bogged down with work 24/7, but the reality is you can only work 24/7 so long before your health starts taking a dip, before your sickness forces you to look inwards and start making time for your health. So at the end of the day, it isn't a matter of not having enough time, it's a matter of prioritizing it. That's the biggest thing. And I think another thing is, it's easy to work a long day and say you don't have the energy to get that workout in. But that's just an excuse, because a workout doesn't have to be this. It doesn't have to be as intense as what I'm doing right now. It could simply be just going on a 30-minute walk. It could simply mean that instead of eating junk food as you're working, you focus on nutritious food and you get that little work in. That is a wrap, YouTube. Please let me know what other questions you have for a 28-year-old creative entrepreneur down here, and let's keep growing.